Welcome back to Cryptos R Us. I'm George. We're all George. So, good morning. Welcome to another Market Open stream. Another exciting day for Bitcoin as we have another Bitcoin ETF set to launch. This one is really interesting because it allows people to leverage trade Bitcoin. So, let's talk about this and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world of crypto. Welcome. We are about that is the market bell right there, and you can see Bitcoin is at 30,600, so a little bit higher than yesterday. But things are getting exciting and heating up once again. So can we see 31,000, and can we see Bitcoin break through this 31.6 today? There's a really good shot. I think today is going to be a good day, but we will see. Overall, U.S. market is looking like it wants to be in green. NASDAQ and S&P leading the way. Dow is trailing, right? It could turn green. But the biggest news of the day is this. Now you have leveraged Bitcoin futures ETFs set to launch for Tuesday. So this will be very first time in history, well, at least U.S. history, where we have a Bitcoin futures ETF that's leveraged 2x. Now, those of you guys that are familiar with ETFs, this is normal. You have ETFs that's based on sectors or based on an index, and there are ones that are leveraged like a 2x or 3x, usually no more than 3x, right? But the SEC has not allowed any fund company to come out with a leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF until now. This is the first time in history, okay? So many people are looking at this as a good thing, not because of the leverage part, although there are probably some traders that do want it, but from the perspective of the SEC is now allowing something that has never happened before to happen. Even though this is based on Bitcoin futures, there's no Bitcoin actually settled, okay? It's all settled in cash, but it is following Bitcoin's price. But the SEC and Gary always had a problem, and even before Gary with Jay Clayton, they always had a problem with leveraged Bitcoin futures for whatever reason. They just didn't believe that Bitcoin was mature enough and there would be manipulation, even though there's plenty of manipulation in the stock market even today. So this is set to launch next week. Absolutely huge. Not what we want though. We want spot ETF and maybe someday leverage spot ETF. But for now, we'll get this. And it does show that the SEC is starting to, I don't know, maybe get comfortable, or maybe they have no choice to let things slide now because they really have no excuse, because other countries around the world already have Bitcoin ETFs, and Bitcoin is a global thing, and now no one is really talking about Bitcoin being dangerous. Bitcoin has been accepted globally, worldwide, as an asset that's not going away, right? So this is big, huge, and we'll see. We'll see when this comes out next week. This could drive Bitcoin even higher because of it. But of course, everyone's waiting for the actual real thing, Bitcoin spot ETF. And everyone is very optimistic over it, including Circle CEO. Circle is the company behind USDC, right? And mainly, I think it's because of BlackRock, right? But we've been talking a lot about BlackRock. Last night, I covered about BlackRock and their $9 trillion of the asset that may be coming into the space, along with everyone else totaling up over $27 trillion. Trillion, and that was just with a handful of companies. Doesn't include the thousands or tens of thousands or even millions of companies and institutions that may be jumping into this space in the next few years. So everyone is optimistic at this point. Even Cathie Wood, as she's bragging about how ARK is actually first in line for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Okay, so with all this enthusiasm, with BlackRock's application getting improved, Kathy Wood's like, you know what, ARK, we have our application in first. So ARK may be the first company to have a spot Bitcoin ETF approved. And who knows when that's going to be. It could be sooner than expected. It could be within the next quarter, right? This is not something that we're hoping for in like 2025, during the peak of bull. This is something that we're expecting like soon, very soon. So some of these applications have been pending for years now, and they have to keep reapplying and reapplying, right? So all of this means that, it's very bullish right now, and that's why there's a lot of optimism and enthusiasm. I just realized there should be a coin called enthusiasm. Since there's one called optimism already. Anyways, in case you guys are curious what a Bitcoin ETF can do for Bitcoin, well, this is what the first gold ETF did for gold after it came out. You could see gold. If you thought Bitcoin is boring, look at gold. Since 1980 to all the way to 2001. It's like 20 years, over 20 years where gold was flat until the introduction of gold ETFs. Okay, so it's Bitcoin does not look like that. Bitcoin has been trending upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards. But if you look at where gold was before the ETF introduction and where it ended up afterwards, including today, right? Well, then you put two and two together and you'll realize that, hey, this may be coming for Bitcoin. It could be driving Bitcoin up to 150, 200, 250,000 this bull run. And then who knows where the next bull run will be, where Bitcoin could be at 500,000, 750,000, $1 million. Imagine one day when you wake up and you check your portfolio and you realize that Bitcoin is at $1 million each. Forget your entire portfolio. That Bitcoin is at $1 million each. That's a real possibility within our lifetime. And I'm not talking about 50 years out or 100 years out. I'm talking about within the next 10 years. By 2030, Bitcoin could be at $1 million each. In fact, ARK already said that in a best case scenario, Bitcoin could be at 1.3 million each by 2030. Even in a worst case scenario, it'll be at 250. But in like a mid-conservative level, it'll be about $600, $700 each, which, if you think about, isn't outrageous because that would put Bitcoin at the same level as gold, same market cap as gold. Okay, so yeah, that's coming, guys. That's coming. All right, so shorter term, not 2030, but shorter term, what can we expect? Well, here's another one. Here's a weekly ribbon. And basically what you take from this is it's very bullish. We have broken above all ribbon levels, okay? Just like in 2015, before we went on this astronomical run, 6,440%. You can see, and then in 2019, we saw it again, 152%. We did go lower. We did the trend lower a little bit in 2019, mostly because of the horrendous COVID crash. But you can see in 2020, when we did come above this ribbon line again, we went up 711%. Okay, so history's on our side. And guess what? Bitcoin has just broken above the ribbon once again. So are we going to see a 500%, a 600%, a 700% gain from where we are? Well, if you think about it, at 30,000, if we do a 500% gain, where are we at? Like 150-ish, right? So that's in line with the cycle top, 150, 200,000, right? Makes sense. Makes sense. And again, here's something else that's comparing 2015, 2019, 2023. There's just so many. I could go on and on and on and on and on about all the fractal patterns and all the signals and moving averages. You know what? They're all just so freaking bullish at this point. But, you know, they were bullish even before. Even before Bitcoin was at 30,000, when Bitcoin was at 26,000 and 20,000. I show the same thing because that's what it's looking at. I mean, the whole market is trending upwards. I even declared that we started a new cycle. We're in a new bull cycle already after coming off from 15,000, right? We're not at the tail end. We're at the very beginning. So that's exactly what's happening right now. We are just moving according to plan, okay? Things are very similar to previous cycles, and we're going to see much better days. Much better days come. And the fundamentals continue to get better, not just for Bitcoin, for entire space. Bitcoin and Ethereum yanked out of crypto exchanges. 1.4 billion as large players return. Okay, large players, institutions have been in it since, I would argue, since 2020, right? And they've been slowly accumulating behind the scenes. That's when Bitcoin reserves peaked and then started coming down, right? Why did it happen in 2020? Because I think that's when institutions started getting into the space. But also, you have a lot of whales, a lot of just people just buying and holding because they don't want to lose out on life-changing wealth or financial freedom. So it makes sense. More and more are being taken out of exchanges. It's supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand. When supply is diminishing, right, demand is growing, I mean, what happens to the price? It goes up. It goes up. Here's something about Hong Kong. Right, a lot of enthusiasm over Hong Kong and getting very bullish on crypto overall, allowing crypto trading. They just announced a whole virtual asset index. See, this is something that the SEC needs to do but refuses to. But basically, they just named all these crypto that they think are good and that can be traded. And of course, it includes all the big dogs, but then also goes on and includes a lot of others within this list, including VET, VeChain, Hedera, Lido, you got Stellar, you got even Monero in there, you got privacy coins in there. Okay, you got Chainlink, Sheeb, so you have meme coin, even EOS and Phantom and Quantum, or Quant, I should say. See, this is what the SEC should be doing. If they think everything is security, well, at least list out the ones that aren't securities, right? Rather than still make it so that it's so vague, no one knows what the hell's going on. So Hong Kong is doing exactly that, making sure that people know what's good, at least according to them, and what's not good. But they're trying at least, right? They're not just making it so vague that no one knows what the hell is going on. Well, one of the good ones, I would say, is Avalanche, right? And their monthly active wallets is exploding right now, right? So think about that. We're not even at peak or nowhere close to peak. In fact, we just started recovering, you could argue. And some of these chains, well, you know, they're seeing all-time high usage. So that's fantastic. Now imagine when we are in 2025, when we are in that peak top or cycle, right? What things will look like then. But that's fantastic. That's why you don't want to give up on L1, L2s, or alts in general, okay? Because they are building and continuing to move forward. So awesome for Avalanche. Also, there's a gaming studio that's coming up in Avalanche that just raised close to $6 million. So there's a lot of stuff happening. Also, Tezos is another L1 that just upgraded themselves and has become 8 times faster. Not that they really need it, but it just goes to show these guys are building. They're trying to improve. They're trying to get ready for the next million users or 10 million users or 100 million users that are ready to enter the space, right? That's what you're supposed to do. Get yourself built up and get yourself ready for the bull run. Now, many people do that after the bull run comes and it's a little bit too late, but you got to do it beforehand. Well, one thing that's interesting is The staked percentage for Tezos is at 70%. 70%. That's an extremely high number. And they have a ton of delegators, 169,000. I did not know they had that many delegators. That's pretty awesome, pretty decentralized. And and stakers are getting about 6.37% APY. But 70%, think about it, Ethereum is only at like 15% or 16%. Imagine when Ethereum is staked at 70%, plus the burning, plus liquid staking, plus all the TVL locked into bridges and other things. I mean, that's going to make Ethereum super, 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 super rare after that happens. But anyways, this is good for Tezos as well. All right. I think that's pretty much it. The U.S. market is looking green today, so that's good. That's good. We always like to see green days. Overall, Bitcoin, crypto, everything, 1.19 trillion. That's fantastic. Slowly trending upwards, creeping up. More and more good news is coming. Enthusiasm is building, and that is exactly what we want. All right. Let's do some Q&A, but I'm going to bring this up since now you guys are richer and you could probably afford to go to Vegas. You may want to think about joining me in Vegas next month at my VIP party. So I just got confirmation. I got over 50 people already coming, a couple of VIPs, right? But always looking for more to attend. It'll be a great event, so make sure you don't miss out. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, let's see here. Philip, love from Miami. Miami is a nice city. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale in September, so maybe you could join me in September. Let's see what else. Jose, strapping on for my first bull run. It's unlike anything. It's like anything you have ever experienced. Enthusiasm. Stoned out. Appreciate that. Let's see. All right, I think I'm caught up here. And by the way, quick update on Voyager. Voyager is allowing people to pull out 1/3 of their assets. So I just logged in. So I'm able to pull out about 1/3. And most people are able to. So make sure within the next 30 days, you're able to do that. So you only can take out 1/3, but 2/3 are left. And I'm guessing at some point they'll allow you to take that out too. But so at least take out whatever you can for those of you guys that have some crypto stuck in Voyager. Don, welcome. Red Rubles, I love to go, but I'm still doing 9 to 5. Well, keep in mind that it's on a Saturday, right? If you wanted to take a short vacation for yourself, family, whatever, you could just go for a few days. Makes me nervous. Everyone seems so sure that 2025 will make everyone rich with the bull run, with the bull market. Normally, whenever I expect something, it doesn't happen. That's actually not true. Usually, the consensus wins, but I know what you're saying. Some people are contrarians. Some people do the opposite of what everyone else does. That's fine. And it's always good to be a little bit skeptical, right? But we're just looking at history here. Nothing else. If you took everything else out, nothing else was important, and you just looked at Bitcoin and its 4-year cycles, it's looking good. Do you think NFTs will dominate the next years? I don't know about dominate. There's still a large number of people getting involved with NFTs, a large number of people that still hold NFTs and are still involved. And I know a ton of projects that are building utility for NFTs. So, yeah, they will be around for a long time. I don't know about dominate, but they will definitely be used for sure. Greg and Jack, more than that. I wanted to get a Bronco Raptor thoughts. You should get it. I want to get one. I just saw another one. I tested it. I reviewed it. And I saw one the other day on the road. It is awesome. Awesome. If you want to get, like an off-road Jeep and you don't want to modify, you don't want to worry about parts breaking and this and that, you just want to get something stock, there's nothing better than a Bronco Raptor. Should I sell my Ja Morant collection of PSA 10s for BDC? Well, they're probably not worth a lot now because of what Ja has done. And plus, cards are not doing so hot either. So, I don't know. It's up to you, Josh, whether that's a good move right now. Yes, I wish I was on vacation. If I had no kids and it was just me and my wife, we'd be traveling all the time, like all year, every day. How much will VET go next bull run? Well, VET is going to launch on Coinbase soon. That's going to be very bullish for VeChain. And then plus, I know they're still building. I'm still trying to do something with them. I talk to Sonny Liu every so often, I invited him to the Vegas event. He says he can't. Hopefully I can get to meet him either at Cypherpunk or some other event, especially for WAG 2024. But yeah, I mean, I think they're still building, of course, and there's great things to come. This WAG 2024 is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But anyways, in the meantime, we got these two events. Did BlackRock already load up on BDC? It makes you wonder. I think they've been loading up since 2020. Okay, I think they've been loading up for quite some time. So already about 8%, over 8% of Bitcoin is locked up by fund companies and institutions. And these are the ones that are reporting. Okay, like the big boys like BlackRock and Fidelity, they're not releasing how many Bitcoins they hold. They probably don't hold more than MicroStrategy, but who knows? Maybe they do, right? MicroStrategy is 140,000 leading the way, but you have like Grayscale that's 640,000, and others that are holding 40, 50, 25,000, right? Even countries are holding, like China holds almost 200,000 Bitcoins, even more than MicroStrategy. Ukraine also has 46,000 if they didn't sell any. El Salvador at 2,300. I mean, just the ones that have reported is already taking up over 8% of the total supply. And we don't even have 21 million Bitcoins yet. So they're already probably at 10%. That's just the ones that have reported. The ones that have not reported, right? And they could be, you know, like Russia and Putin and all these guys that could have bought billions already. You know, if you just take that into account and take into account how many Bitcoins have been lost over the years and take into account how much are just being hodled, I mean, there's really just not that much. There's not that much out there. People just don't realize it. If this was any other commodity, any other investment where like it was gold, for example, or oil, for example, or any kind of precious metal like silver or copper or anything, if the industry can actually verify that there's a cap and it's coming at a certain day and there's no more, okay, they would all be exploding up to the moon. Bitcoin is the only one where we know there's a cap and it's getting more and more scarce, yet people are still ignoring it. But the good thing is that means we're early, because when the entire world finally realizes the mistake they've made by not getting in crypto early, by then, well, each sat will be worth a hell of a lot more than what it is now. By then, even every millionaire that tried to buy Bitcoin cannot anymore, and it's going to be absolutely wild. People just don't realize it yet, but that's what's coming. SJ is the ETH maxi. There's nothing wrong with ETH, but you got to diversify, especially now. Bitcoin dominance is going up still, 50.1%. This is the reason why I've always said you got to have Bitcoin in your portfolio. There's too many people now. Back in the day, everyone always had Bitcoin. But since 2021, there's a lot of people's portfolio that are just alts. And, times like this hurts you, because Bitcoin's price keeps going up. Everything else is kind of steady or not going up at the same rate. And then you realize you're losing against Bitcoin. And then that defeats the purpose, right? I think holding alts, the real purpose is to outperform Bitcoin. If they don't, then you should just be holding Bitcoin, right? So that's why you got to be diversified. I think 50, 25, 25 is a good rule. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, and 25% in everything else. So you got 50% in alts that can really carry your portfolio, and some are very strong too. And then, of course, you have the strength of Bitcoin taking up 50% of your portfolio too. Bitcoin is just like itching to go higher, itching. The 15-minute looks pretty good. The 1 hour, not so good. 4 hour is looking good. But, even if Bitcoin stalls a little bit, it's okay, right? It's okay. If it consolidates here and continues forward, that's absolutely fine. Rich, member for 8 months. This year has gone by so fast. It's already July. Could you believe that? I still think 2023 just happened. And we're more than halfway through this year. Things are moving very quick. That's why, time flies. So 2024 and 2025 seems like it's so far away, but it's really not. 2024 is only less than 6 months away. And the next halving event in 2024 is less than a year away. And 2025 is less than 2 years away. And even 2030 is less than 7 years away. The Earth is not rotating faster. Okay. don't know why Bed Bath & Beyond is exploding. I didn't even search for it, but somehow it's there. Tesla took a huge dip yesterday, recovering a little bit. Let's see, like MSTR, MicroStrategy is barely today, 2%. What else is there? You got Coinbase. Coinbase up about 5% today. That's awesome. What else? Like you got like Riot. Riot is up about 4% today. That's good. Overall, it's good. Good for Bitcoin-related stocks. New England Patriots, like, yeah, trust me. Source. Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. The earth is spinning faster. How wild would it be if the earth was really flat? And all the conspiracies were actually true. Not that I believe it for any second. Or there's a filament that's preventing us from going to space. I think it's all nonsense. But, like, what if? What if that was actually the case? It'll blow people's minds. All right, guys. That's it. Overall, today, Bitcoin is doing good. U.S. market is doing good. Leverage, Bitcoin, ETFs coming. The very first one next week, and I'm sure more will be coming. So, stay strong, my friends. We got very, very, very good days that are coming. So stay strong, stay focused, and continue to hodl and DCA. All right? Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tonight. And make sure to check out this if you can attend. All right? Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.